Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Bandhigam Shri Guru Varam Shri Rupanuga Pravaram Brajarasa Rasikam Cha Narayanam Tam Prapanam Shri Guru Charanam Bande Ramana Prestha Bhutale Rupanuga Bhakti-ras Kripa Murti Narayanam Nama Shastam Manumapi Sachiputram Atra Swarupam Rupam Tasya Grayanurupuri Maturim Gostavatim Radha Kundam Girivaramaho Radhika Madhavasyam Rapto Yasya Pratita Kripashi Gurum Tabnatosmi Panchakalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhuveva Chapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jambravajantaranu Petrama Petra Krityan Dvaipayano Virahakatarajuhava Putre Tritam Mayatayotara Bhinedus Tam Sarva Bhutam Hridaya Munimanatosmi. Primero que nada, quiero ofrecer millones de reverencias. First of all, I would like to offer millions of times my obeisances to the lotus feet of my divine spiritual master. Nitya Pravistom Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajapacharya Ashtutarashata Shri Srimad Bhagavatam Narayan Goswami Guru Maharaj, and pray for his mercy, costless mercy. Also, I would like to offer my humble obeisances millions of times to the lotus feet of my divine spiritual masters, my Rupanuga Guru Varga, and pray for their costless mercy. Today is a very auspicious day. Today is the day of Guru Purnima. Guru Purnima is the full moon of Guru. And in this day we worship Vyasadev, which is the original Guru. He is the Guru of all the Gyanis, of all the ones that study Gyan, of all the Karmis, of all the people who are always doing karma, of all the yogis, mystic yogis, and also of all the bhaktas, devotees. He is the Guru of all. And Srila Gurudev, my divine master, would always make us worship on this day. Not only Vyasadev, not only him. He was against being worshipped alone. He himself would worship his Guru, his Param Gurudev, his Parat Param Gurudev, and all the Rupanuga Guru Varga up to Vyasadev. Also on this day there's 7 Panchakas, which are 7 groups of the different types of acharyas that exist, like Panchatattva, that's 7 gurus and different. And all those are worshipped and offered food, etc. So today is a very special day. Guru Purnima. With Gurudev, we used to always celebrate in Mathura, Keshwari Gaudiya Math. There's hundreds of thousands of people who would come. And in the stairs, there were people waiting in line to go up the stairs for hours and hours and hours. It started since 5 in the morning. We would come from Vrindavan to Mathura. And there we would enter his room. And we would offer him flowers and a garland, and then we would do bhajans 6 in the morning to glorify a Guru. And then after so many people would come, there were hundreds, thousands of people going up the stairs during all day, and he would sit from 9 in the morning until like 1 in the afternoon in an asana, vyasasana. And one by one, the people pushing with a rope and a line, they would come to see only once in a year the glory that they could, with their eyes, they could actually see. They could actually see Guru once in a year. He would sit there and he would give tulsi kantimalas in their necks of people. He would continuously put this necklaces on all the people that would come, all the ladies, all the children. And he would do this during all morning. and giving so much Shakti, giving blessings and blessings and blessings. And then also, people would come and just to put a garland, just to have darshan one day of this Guru from all over India. People would come. Of course, people from all over the world also. And then the malas were removed from 10 to 10 every minute. He had so many garlands. People would give him their donations. They would come to receive his blessings. Very beautiful. So, this very auspicious day, Guru Purnima, there's so many things I wanted to say. Even I felt, no, maybe I should not speak. I'm not very strong now. I came from preaching. I'm very tired. But then I remembered my Gurudev, how he told me. Time and time again, he would always insist that I should preach, all over the world, preach. And I would tell him, Gurudev, but I'm not very strong now. I'm not so strong in my bhajan. And he said, no, this is not the way it is. It's you preach. And when you preach, all the mercy and all the strength comes down from Guru and Guru Parampara. He said, this is the process. When you are preaching, he said, this is sadhana, this is bhajan. Because you're always remembering Gurudev's Harikatha, you always remembering Radha, Krishna, and by meditating in all of their pastimes, he said, this is actually bhajan. He would always say, don't think that because you're not in the dham, doing a very strict and regulated service of sadhana, then you are not doing bhajan. He said, preaching is bhajan. Speaking Harikatha is bhajan. He would tell me over and over again this aspect that Harikatha was the type of limb of bhakti, which was Gurudev's topmost favorite. Srila Gurudev would always make us worship Harikatha. The most important thing for Gurudev was always Harikatha. He said, you don't have to do anything else, but just sit and listen. And he made us sit and listen over and over. 1 class, 2 classes, sometimes even 3 classes a day. But he always made it very clear how it was very important to hear Harikatha. He said, if you don't hear Harikatha, then how can you do bhajan? When you chant Hare Krishna, what will you remember? What memories will come in your mind if you have not heard Harikatha? So the most important thing, and the most important limb, the Gurudev always made this emphasis, was Harikatha, to listen Harikatha. I was going to speak a little bit about what Gurudev used to speak in this day. He would always speak about Vyasadeva, glorify him so much. He would say like how Vyasadeva, although he compiled all the Vedas, he was not happy in his heart. He was not happy because, for example, he didn't speak about bhakti. His Gurudev came, Narada Muni, and he said, he divided Vedanta, Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, and Atharva Veda. Before it was only Atharva Veda, but then he divided into 4. This is the meaning of Vyas. Gurudev explained that if there's a circle and there's a line diameter that goes across, that is the meaning of Vyas. Means who divides. So who can take from one side to the other, who can take all the material world, take him to that spiritual world. This is Vyas. This is a representative of Vyas. So Vyasadeva, he compiled all the Vedas, and with the mantras that were left over, he compiled the historical part, the Mahabharata, where Bhagavad Gita is included. But still, this is considered for people with less intelligence. It is said for like Shudras, also women, but I think he didn't know the women of this 21st century. So he was not satisfied in his heart. So his Gurudev came, Narada Muni, and he asked him, "What's wrong?" I said, "I don't know. I compiled everything, but still I feel unease in my mind. I'm not in peace." So then Narada Muni told him, "Well, you never spoke about Krishna, about the Supreme Lord, about the fountain of all incarnations." He said, "Well, I did mention, I mentioned in the Mahabharata, and I said that one should repeat the word again and again." He said, "Yes, but which word?" Shabda. So what is that? Shabda can be Brahman, impersonal. It can be Paramatma. People will be confused. You have created confusion to all the jivas. After he compiled all the Vedas, but he was not satisfied in his heart. He said, "You have confused." Gurudev used to say, "Bogus! You confused them all. Nobody knows who is the Supreme Lord. Is it Ganesh? Is it Shiva? Is it Garuda? Is it Brahma? Nobody will know. You have just confused everyone." So he asked him he said, "Well, I don't know what to do." So he spoke Harikatha. He spoke all the pastimes of Krishna. He spoke all the different levels of bhaktas. He described the Jnani Bhakta, for example, like Prahlad Maharaj, Shuddha Bhakta, like Ambarish Maharaj, Premi Bhakta, like Hanuman, Premapad, like the 5 Pandavas, and Prematur, the best of all bhaktas, which is Uddhav. He explained all the different levels. He says, how can your heart be happy if you don't speak about the personality of the bhaktas? How can you be happy? How can you be happy if you don't speak about the prema pumartomaham, the 5th and supreme goal of human life, which is love, transcendental love for Krishna? How can you be happy? You just confused everyone because you didn't explain in detail who is the supreme original personality of Godhead. So then he said, you should just listen. So he spoke Harikatha. He spoke and spoke Narad Muni, and he injected in his heart all the vision of all the pastimes. And Krishna, he realized, Vyasadeva, he realized everything in his heart. Gurudev explained, this was the last class I heard from Gurudev, because I was preaching in California one time, and I spoke this katha exactly, and Gurudev the next day, the last class I heard from him, he spoke exactly the same. But he was showing me how, because he would say, you should speak Harikatha, and you should know that when you speak, it is not you who is speaking, it is me. So then he showed me. I was like, how can you speak exactly what I spoke the night before? It's because this is Gurudev, he needs bodies. It's not that we're anything special. He needs bodies. We have to hear so much Harikatha from Gurudev. And then he would just make it come out whenever he wants. So he spoke like this. He said that Krishna, Narad Muni spoke all this Harikatha to Vyasadeva, and he was in trance. He said this Bhakti Samadhi Yoga. He became this Bhakti Samadhi Yoga in trance, and he saw all the vision of all the pastimes. And once he realized all this, then he wrote. He saw everything, and then he recorded it. The essence of all the Vedas. The essence of all the Vedas. Because Gurudev explains how Sarvopani Shadogabo Dugdang Gopalanandana Bharto Pharta Shudit Bhokta Sarvopari Sadogabo Dugdam Gopalanandara Parto Varto Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gitam Ritat Mahat. He is saying how, very beautiful, this shloka, how Krishna is a Gabo, he's a milk man. And he is milking the cow of Shastra, of all the Upanishads. From all the Upanishads, Krishna is milking the cow. And he is giving the milk to the calf called Arjuna. He is giving this milk. And he's speaking Gitam Mahat, Gitam, which is the Dugdam Gitam Mahat, the greatest of all scripture, Gita. And he is giving like a calf. Arjuna is like a calf, so he's giving this milk. But Gurudev said, but some people don't like milk. They will only take the cream. We don't want milk, we only want the cream. So he left a pot on the side of milk. And then he called Shukadeva Goswami. And he said, now come and churn this milk. So he starts churning the milk and starts producing the cream. So this cream is the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavat Purana. So Gurudev explains how after Narad Muni spoke, the Gurudev of Vyasadev, he spoke all this Harikatha. And in his heart, he realized everything. In Bhakti Samadhi Yoga, in trance, he realized all this and then he recorded it. His own personal commentary. The Vedanta means, Anta means the final conclusion of all the Vedas, which is called Vedanta Sutra. It is actually Bhakti Vedanta, because the conclusion of all the Vedas is Bhakti. And therefore, we see Bhakti Vedanta, Narayana Goswami Maharaj, for example. They are always giving the conclusion of all the Vedas, which is Prema. It is even more than Prema, it is Prem Ras. So, he recorded this Srimad Bhagavatam, these 12 cantos. And there he spoke directly the fifth and supreme goal of life. The fifth and supreme goal of life, which is Prema. So Vyasadev, he compiled his own commentary, his conclusion from all the Vedas that he had written. Like Gurudev says, really what is Vedic culture? Vedic culture is leaving your husband, leaving your wife, leaving your children. Sarva dharman pariteja manikam sharanam braja. This is renounce all type of dharma and surrender completely to Krishna. He said, this is Vedic culture. Gurudev Saurasik. So in this way, he compiled all these 12 cantos, and this is like Gurudev explains that when he gives the milk, Krishna, to the calf, which is Arjuna, this is the Bhagavad Gita. But there's a pot on the side. He keeps some milk, because some people will not like the milk. Some people only want the cream. And that cream, he calls Sukadeva Goswami, and he's the one that speaks the Srimad Bhagavatam. And this Bhagavatam is the cream of all the Vedas. The first canto and second canto are his feet. This directly, the Swarup, the direct form of Krishna, is this 12 cantos. So the first canto, second canto is Krishna's feet. Third canto and fourth canto are his legs. Fifth canto is his belly button. His sixth and seventh canto are his arms. Eighth canto is his chest. Ninth canto is his neck. 10th canto is his lotus face. 10th canto, very important. These are all the pastimes, directly all the pastimes of Krishna. 11th canto is the forehead, 12th canto is the upper head. But Gurudev explains that the 10th canto, some people will say, no, we don't want the cream. We will only take the ghee. the essence of all, they will only take the cream, not the milk, not the cream, but the ghee. And that ghee is that 10th canto. And Gurudev explained that in this 10th canto there are 80 or 90 chapters, which are all the kunjas. But the prana, the 5 chapters which describe Rasa Leela, these 5 chapters are the heart of Krishna. And Gurudev explained also in other places, in other times, he said that one time after a festival in Badger, everybody had left, and then there was only some people there. And he would always tell me over and over again, you should teach Gopi Geet to the whole world. You should teach everyone how to sing it. Therefore, I went to China for the first time. We translated into Chinese, and by the mercy of Gurudev, he made everyone sing Gopi Geet in Chinese. People were crying. Everyone was crying. Why? Because this is directly the tears of the gopis. This is the prem, the highest superlative prem of the gopis is the Gopi Geet. So then, Gurudev said this time in Badger, he said that the 5 Gitas means the 5 songs of the gopis, which are the Gopi Geet, Penu Geet, Brahmar Geet, Jugala Geet, Pranaya Geet. These 5 Gitas, these are, Gurudev said, they are the prana of the soul. This is the life air of the soul. So, Gurudev, Vyasadeva, he compiled all these Bhagavat Purana. Very important. And when he compiled it, he wrote the first verse, which is very important, because in this verse it explains the whole Vedas is included, the whole Brahma Gayatri is included within it. Everything is included in this first verse, which is the Mangala Charan, is the auspicious invocation, which says, Janmadi asya toitaratash swavigasura tene brahma hridaye adim kamaye muhanti yat suraja tejo varnim ridam jata vini jatra trisargamisha dhamna swara sada nirasta kuhaka satyam param dhimahi. This is the auspicious invocation of all the Vedas and of all the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Bhagavat Purana, this is the essence, this is the cream of all the Vedas. This is the commentary of all the Vedas and Vedanta this is Vedanta, the conclusion of all the Vedas of Vyasadeva. He wrote Bhagavat Purana. And in this first verse, which is so important, it says Janmadi asya. Very beautiful. It says Satyam Param Dhimahi. I meditate in that supreme truth, which is referring to Krishna. This is the general meaning. It has 5 meanings though. This verse was so important to Gurudev. Actually, Srila Gurudev meditated for 30 years. 30 on this verse. He meditated on this verse, which says Satyam Param Dhimahi. I meditate in this supreme truth. And this supreme truth, he is explaining that the general meaning is Krishna. Janmadi asya, which this is a general meaning, but then there's other meanings which are very deep. Srila Gurudev meditated 30 years on this shloka, 30. And so many meanings were manifested in his heart. One very beautiful meaning is that is the conjugal. It refers to Radha Krishna conjugal, but it also refers to Srimati Radhika. It also refers, Satyam Param Dhimahi, supreme truth, is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also Srimati Radhika. Very beautiful. But I will give one, which is very nice, but it always refers to the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. Vyasadeva realized in his heart this. He realized this amazing prema, bhakti-ras, this braj prema, this prema bhakti-ras. He realized in his heart rasa lila. So this is actually the essence of all the Vedas. And in this verse, Gurudev describes how beautifully, how Vyasadeva realized this in his heart. He said, Janmadi asya. Janmadi means, it refers to Srimati Radhika. Vyasadeva realized that the supreme, absolute truth is actually Radharani, Srimati Radhika. Janmadi asya. Why? Because Janma Adi asya. She is giving birth. She's Adi, original of all rasas. Because she is Madhurya Ras. And Madhurya Ras is the original rasa. All the rasas are manifested because of Madhurya. Means the conjugal love of Shri Radha and Krishna. This conjugal love. All the other rasas like Vatsalya or Prema, the love in the matter of conjugal, maternal and paternal love, Vatsalya ras, or Sakya ras, the love, Sakya rati, the love of being an intimate friend with Krishna, or Dasya rati, the love of having this mood of service, seva to Krishna, or Shanta ras, neutrality. This type of relationship with God, all these rasas, relationships, are born from Srimati Radhika. Therefore, Janmadi asya, she is the original. She is the original. Janmadi, she gives birth, Janma. She gives birth to all the rasas. No rasa can exist without Srimati Radhika. So Janmadi asya. Janmadi asya. This time Gurudev spoke. It was a big audience in Mathura. All the people were united in this Keshavadi Gaudiya Math. They were the four sampradayas, acharyas and pandits, the most amazing assembly. And they were all there discussing what is the essence and what is the goal of the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, everybody spoke according to their own mood and their own rasa. And according to the sampradaya, they would say Vatsalya rasa is the highest, or this rasa is the highest, or Dasya rasa is the highest. But Gurudev, he concluded with this verse, which is amazing. He said Janmadi asya, and then he gave the explanation, the subject matter of the whole Vedas, of the whole Bhagavatam, was Rasa Lila. He said, he gave this verse and he explained that it's Srimati Radhika. That Srimati Radhika is who realized Vyasadeva in his heart. He said it also means conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. And he started describing this verse, which is the Mangala Charana, the auspicious invocation of all the Bhagavatam. Janmadi asya yato itaratash Chartisu Abhigaswarat. He said, very beautiful, he said, Janmadi, Radharani, she gives birth to all the rasas. Because she is Madhurya Ras. And all rasas exist only because of this Madhurya Ras, Radharani. So Janmadi asya, then Gurudev explained, Itaratash Chartisu. Itaratash Chartisu. It means that Radharani is directly present in the dance of Rasa Lila. And Itaratas Chartisu means when she leaves Rasa Lila, means indirectly. So it is describing Rasa Lila. When Radhika is in the Rasa Lila with Radha, with Krishna, and when she sees that all the gopis are intoxicated of their good fortune, and every gopi thinks, I am with Krishna, I am with Krishna, only I am with Krishna, so they become so bhagmad, intoxicated in the good fortune. So what happens? That they leave Rasa Lila. Radharani says, I will not stay here. She got a little bit jealous and she thinks, this is not pure bhakti. Sometimes she also thinks, oh, I cannot please completely Krishna because he's with so many other gopis now. So she leaves the rasa stali, rasa mandala. And this is the description of that first verse. This is what Vyasadeva saw. Janmadi asya itaratas chartasu. Itaratas chartasu. Also, Pujapad Srimad Bhakti-ras Goswami Maharaj, whenever I would go and see him, he would give me one little word about this Rasalila, and he describes how the meaning is that Krishna is running behind Radharani. So then Krishna leaves. Radharani leaves, then Krishna goes following after her. So this is the meaning of this verse. Janmadhyasya itaratas chartasu avigya. Very important word. Avigya means that she is the embodiment of all knowledge. No one can have so much knowledge as Srimati Radhika. Why? Because she is the embodiment of all the 64 arts. The knowledge of the 64 arts to please Krishna. All knowledge that we have, we can learn shlokas and verses and Puranas and Upanishads, and we can have so much knowledge. But if we don't know how to serve Krishna, if we don't know how to serve God, this knowledge is useless. People would go to university and try to get a career here and there, but Gurudev used to tell us. What did Gurudev used to tell us? Gurudev used to say, you have no faith in Harinam. Harinam is all knowledge is there. Everything is there. He said you should be in the school. He used to speak like this. Of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. Who was Gaur Kishore Das Babaji? He didn't know how to read or write. But he was an Uttamaha Bhagavat. He had realization of all the spiritual realm. All people were lined up, the great ministers, the great aristocratic families were always lined up to come and get blessings for him. He says, you want my blessings? Then put a copy and come and sit next to me and chant Hare Krishna. So Gurudev said, you should be in the school of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. And you should be in the university of Haridas Thakur, who would chant 3 lakhs every day. What will these teachers teach you in the university? They're all Mayavadis, they're all impersonalists or atheists. So you want to learn from them? That's what Gurudev used to tell us. So, Abhigya, Radharani is the embodiment of all knowledge. Why? Because she is embodiment of the 64 arts to serve Krishna. Only she can serve perfectly Krishna because she knows perfectly the 64 arts to how to serve Krishna. Therefore, from all knowledge, the topmost knowledge is bhakti. And she is the embodiment of bhakti. She is the embodiment of prema bhakti. Madanakya Mahabhav, the highest degree of prema. Therefore, she is the topmost knowledge. Because from all knowledge, the best knowledge is that one by which God becomes revealed. And God only reveals himself, and God only manifests himself. He only manifests himself where there is bhakti, pure transcendental devotion and love for him. So, Radharani, Abhigya Swarat. Swarat, very important word. She is completely independent. Why is she independent? Because from all the levels of prema, sneha, man, pranaya, rag, anurag, bhav, modan, madan, madanakya mahabhav, the highest degree of prema, which is madanakya mahabhav, this is manifested only by Srimati Radhika. Gurudev explains, this is self-manifest. It's not coming from Krishna. She self-manifested it. Even Krishna desires so much to taste this prema. What is this prema? This is why Mahaprabhu descended Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kirishavaneva Swadhyochana Bhuta Madhurima Kirishavaneva Sokyam Chesha Matanubhavatat Kirishivatiruvat Thad Bhavadya Samajani Sachikarva Sindhu Harindu. This is why Mahaprabhu, Krishna comes in this world as Mahaprabhu, because he wants to taste what is his Radhaya Pranaya Mahima. What is the greatness of the pranaya, the love of Srimati Radhika, which is so high, he cannot understand. He tries and tries to taste, but he can never understand. So therefore, Radhika, Gurudev explains, Swarat, she is completely independent because this Madanakya Mahabhav, this prema, the highest degree, is self-manifested. Even Krishna begs to be able to taste this prem. Also in Rasa Leela we see when Radhika leaves the Rasa Stali, Asmandala, and Krishna, Shata Shata Koti Gopi, Shata Koti Gopi, Madhavaman. Millions of gopis, very powerful gopis. But what happens? What happens? But anyhow, Krishna is not happy with them. He leaves them all to go and running after Srimati Radhika. And he's begging. He's on his knees, crying, oh, Radhika, please forgive me. That Kinkari Shubahusava Lukakuvani Nityam Parasha Purusasha Shikanda Mone Tasya Kadara Sarider Vishabanujaya Tatkeli Kunjabhavananga Marjanisham. He is crying on his knees, begging the Kinkaris, the servants of Radharani, her manjaris, with Kakubani, with broken words, please, please, forgive me. Please let me see Radharani. He's breaking words like this. So, Radharani says, no. He puts his peacock feather on her feet. Please forgive me, Radhika. He puts his flute on her feet. And Krishna says, Radharani says, no. She's still in man, angry. No. And he insists, please, Radhika. So Krishna takes Radhika's feet, and with his tears, he washes her feet. And then she's, okay, I forgive you, a little bit. So this is, who is independent? Krishna has millions and millions of gopis, but he's not happy. He has to chase Radharani. He begs forgiveness, and even now he says, Naparihyam niravadya samjuja swasadu kripa vibuja jushapima jai mama jantu jara gela shrinkala sambrisa tadvat pratyatu saguna. He says, I cannot repay you. He tells her, and then he tells all the gopis. He says, oh my Radhika, I cannot repay you. Even if I have a life for trillions of years like a demigod, I cannot repay you. He promised in the Bhagavad Gita that whatever and however my devotee surrenders to me, I promise that I will reciprocate. But now, he has broken this promise because he cannot repay. He broke his promise. Krishna, which is Purna Anandamaya Ami Chinmaya Purna Tattva. He is supreme truth. But now, he has become a liar because he cannot keep this promise. He is indebted to Srimati Radhika. So, who is independent? Srimati Radhika is independent. And then, Tene Brahma Hridaya. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikamaya Muihanti Yat Suraja. Here, he is explaining, Srila Gurudev, this meaning, the Vyasadev, the essence of all the Vedas, is described in this one verse. in all the essence of all the Srimad Bhagavatam is within this one shloka. 30 years meditating, but now we can't even for 1 minute memorize one verse. But Gurudev, 30 years, he meditated on this shloka. And he said, Tene Brahma Hridaya. This is describing the general meaning that it has. The first meaning, Satyam Param Dhimahi, I meditate in the supreme truth, referring to Krishna. It means that it was Krishna who gave all the knowledge into the heart of the first poet, Brahma. Adi Kamaya. The first poet, which is Brahma. Krishna gave all knowledge in the heart of the first poet, Brahma. But the second meaning, the meaning referring to Srimati Radhika, Satyam Param Dhimahi, I meditate in the supreme truth, which is Radharani. This is saying that I meditate in Srimati Radhika. She is the one that gave all the knowledge in the heart of her little parrot, the first poet, the original poet, Shuka, the parrot of Radharani. She gave all knowledge. This is the rasa, this is rasa, Brahm, all this knowledge in the heart of the little parrot. This is the meaning. Who became after Sukadeva Goswami and described all Bhagavatam. And then there's another meaning, very beautiful, referring to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This verse, Satyam Param Dhimahi, I meditate in the supreme truth, referring also to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Which means that it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who infused all the knowledge in the heart of who? Mahaprabhu gave all knowledge in the heart of Rupa Goswami. So, this is one of the meanings. So then is Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kamaye Muhyanti Yet Surya. Muhyanti means, in this verse, it means that all the demigods that come in their planes because they want to witness this Rasa Leela, what happens? They can't. Muhyanti Yet Surya. Surya are the demigods. And Muhyanti means they faint. They fall unconscious. They cannot see this prema because it's so high. It's so high, the prema, the Rasa Leela of Krishna and the gopis and Radharani, that they just faint. And then it says, Tejo Varni Mridam. Tejo means fire. But here in Rasa Leela, Gurudev explains it represents the moon, which is full moon and it's completely red. It's so red, it's like the fire. So it's describing the Rasa Stali, the full moon. Tejo Varni means the water, which is the Jamuna that is flowing there. Jamuna is flowing, and when Krishna plays the flute, its course becomes agitated. So instead of going this course, it comes back and it becomes a whirlpool. And then Jamuna Devi is so enchanted by the music of Krishna's flute that she starts doing whirlpools, and then with her hands, like waves, she takes the lotus out of her waters and throws it to the feet of Krishna. Tejo Varni Mridam. Mridam means the earth, that when Krishna plays the flute and he stands on the stones, they melt. We can see in Braj Mandala so many stones with the footprint of Krishna because it melts from prema, divine love, when Krishna plays the flute. So then it's Tejo Varni Mridam. This is the description of the Rasa Leela. Tejo Varni Mridam Jata Jatra Trisarga. Here it's referring to the three types of Shaktis coming from Radharani. Like all the gopis manifest from her, all the queens manifest from Maheshis, and all the Lakshmis and all the Shaktis, Shri, Bhu, Nila Shakti, all Shaktis manifest from Srimati Radhika. So then it says, Dhamna Swedam sada nirasta kuhakam. Far beyond. Dhamna swena sada nirasta kuhakam. It says, I meditate in that supreme truth which far beyond this maya, kuhakam, this cheating place, maya, far beyond this cheating place is that sada nirasta kuhakam, is that supreme abode of Golok Vrindavan, Braj Vrindavan, where Srimati Radhika is eternally engaged in giving pleasure to Krishna. So therefore, Satyam Param Dhimmahi. This is the meaning of this verse, very important verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the essence of all teachings. Srila Gurudev said, Nigamakalpatarur galitam phalam sukadrupam nitatrava samjatam pivata bhagavatam rasamalayan muhurahor rasika bhuvi babuka. Oh wise men, intelligent men, just drink, just nectar. With your ears, drink the nectar of Bhagavatam. This Shukadeva Goswami, he tastes this fruit from all the tree literature, which is like a tree of the Vedic literature. The very ripest fruit of all this tree. The ripe fruit of all this tree is Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. This fruit has no skin, it has no seeds, it has no thread. It is only juice, ras. This is prema, prem ras. This is the essence of all the Vedas. This is the Srimad Bhagavatam, and this is this verse that Vyasadeva realized, Satyam Param Dhimahi, is the essence of all the literature of Vyasadeva, which is, in this verse, he realized, he saw Rasa Lila. So many acharyas came. Gurudev one time he explained, if you read all the Vedas, you'll be so confused. You won't know what is the goal, what is to be done, what is not to be done. Because he's given so many concessions about, yes, you can do karma, or you can do gyan, you can do this and that. In the Mahabharata, especially he's given emphasis in mukti, liberation. So he just confuses everyone. So Gurudev said, you just go to the seed of all the Vedas. The seed of all the Vedas is Om, Omkar. And when this seed opens, it becomes Brahma Gayatri, which is Veda Mata. The mother of all the Vedas is Brahma Gayatri. And what does it say, Brahma Gayatri? Bhargo Devasya Dhimmahi. I meditate, Dhimahi, in the Bhargo, in the potency of Deva, of Krishna. Deva is Krishna. So this is the essence Gurudev said. Just go to the seed of all the Vedas. What is it? The mother of all the Vedas, Brahma Gayatri. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. I meditate in the potency of Krishna. This is the essence of all the Vedas. What is the potency of Krishna? Srimati Radhika. This is why the Gayatri, the whole continuation of Gayatri is all the Bhagavatam, actually. And it's all condensed in this first verse that I described. So Rasa Lila is actually what Vyasadeva realized in his heart. And the four sampradayas came. The four gurus, for example, Ramanujacharya, Vishnu Swami Nimbarkacharya, and Ramanujacharya, this Madhvacharya, these four acharyas, Mahabhagavats, from these four sampradayas, lineages of Vaishnavas, very pure, they came, but they were not able to give what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give, which is Rasa Lila, this Harinam Sankirtan movement. This is, he brought to this world that Rasa Lila, he descended, he brought to this world this ras. And this is the essence of all the Vedas. And this is the essence of all the Vedas. And this is what Vyasadeva realized, and he knew in the future Mahaprabhu would come and he will be able to distribute this ras, this prem ras. He knew that he would come in the future, so Mahaprabhu came, but Gurudev explained that even he could not give because he was like a treasure chest full of prem ras, blocked. Nobody could understand his moods. But he left the key for Rupa Goswami, and Rupa Goswami opened this treasure chest and he distributed all these jewels of bhakti ras, of prema ras. So this is the greatest contribution of this whole age, is that Mahaprabhu came and Rupa Goswami, and they gave this. So only those who are tasting this bhakti ras, this prem ras, those who are practicing raganuga bhakti, only those, only by practicing raganuga bhakti, internally in your heart, with bhav, with mood, serving Shri Radha Krishna, serving Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, serving Panchatattva, serving all the kinkaris, only those are actually representatives of Vedavyas. Only they can sit in a Vyasa-san and speak Harikatha. Because if you've not realized this deep bhakti, prema, ras that Mahaprabhu came to give, that Krishna, everything is given in essence in the Bhagavatam, then it cannot be called a guru in the line, a representative of Vyasadeva. So our Gurudev, he is Rasikacharya. He is the Rasikacharya. Because he not only is identical to scripture, identical, because Guru and Shastra have to be identical. And if they're different, he should follow always Shastra. So for this reason, there's not one word that my Gurudev spoke that is not 100% in line with Shastra. For example, how important it is to continuously, like Sukadeva Goswami, after describing Rasa Leela, he says, Vikriritam brajavadu viridam chavishu shadambitaha anushinayat atavarya bhakti param bhagavati patilatam kamam hritrogam aspahinoti achinara dhira. This verse, after describing the 5 chapters of Rasa Leela, Sukadeva Goswami gives a blessing. And he says, those people who continuously hear Rasa Leela Katha, continuously, and then after hearing and repeat it to others. Oh, bharya, not only hear, but repeat. What happens? Bhakti param bhagavati, this highest type of bhakti, this prema bhakti, will come in the heart. And immediately, all this disease, hridrogam, of the heart which is lost, at once will go away. This is the power of hearing Harikatha, Rasakatha from great Vaishnavas. So this is what Gurudev made emphasis. He is directly a representative of Vyasadeva, the real type, absolute. And this is why today we are just a glimpse. I am purifying myself by remembering the glories of my Divine Master, how merciful he was, how he spoke all this super amazing Harikatha, how this Rasik Acharya, he is by definition the Rasik Acharya because he came to give rasa to everyone, just like Mahaprabhu, the highest to the lowest, the highest prem ras to the lowest. This is exactly what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. This Unata Ujjvala Rasam Swabhakti Shyam. And Srila Gurudev my divine master, Nitya Lila Pravishtu Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtatra Satrashima Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj is an example of this. So today I pray for his causeless mercy that he will always I pray for his mercy that he would always bestow upon us a sprinkle of mercy, that we will always be able to understand his moods, his desires in his heart, that we can fulfill his desires. Gaura Premanande.